Hello?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Tony, I don't.
Oh, yeah?
Yo,
Yo,
hey, what's up, brother? I'm back.
how you doing?
Good, man. Good. Good. Yeah, I'm a big. I listen to everything about Delphi. I just never really called into a show before, but I seem like the right thing to do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I'm here to talk Delphi.
Nice. What's on your mind?
Yeah. What's that, buddy?
What's on your mind?
Not man. Just trying to talk about why. How's no one in arrested from this and all this? What's going on in Indiana and all this pedo stuff? It's a weird. The whole case is just weird, man. Like, would you like if I lived in Indiana and like the Klein's household was there, like, and I lived in Indiana, I wouldn't be able to just I don't know. I feel like I would like do something about it by myself. Like if I was a family,
Oh, you feel like you're compelled to harm them?
yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do. Don't you feel as if you would not be able to control yourself with something like that? Like just knowing that someone even lives around you, and they are taking your kids. I wouldn't even be able to control myself.
So you've
And
convicted them,
and
you've
let
already
and
convicted them in your mind? Like judge,
oh,
jury, X?
100%. There's no way that they can't be involved. It's impossible. Don't you? It's impossible. You know that, right?
No, I don't know that.
Really, after all this, everything that's out, what are the chances that they're not involved?
Very small.
What? Very small. You know, like I'm talking like 5%. Like that's the kind of numbers I would throw out there. I'm like, I can't even get started with all the evidence. We all
I
know
would say more like 25%.
25.
Yeah.
Why? Because like the Dropbox.
No,
I mean, like that's
just
the only
unknown.
thing. That's the only thing, though. That's the only thing is the Dropbox.
I'm
to me.
thinking the stuff we don't know. I'm just throwing in the variable 25%. Boom. But 5 is probably what we. It's very accurate. You're right, but I'm just saying throwing another, throwing a little bit extra, just for the stuff we don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. Like he's just so lucky that how much luck played involved in this is just a couple feet closer from the video, or so many different things could have happened.
It was all luck.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's all luck, right? But none of this was. I don't think any of this was really masterminded or anything like that. I really don't think any. I don't think there's.
It's either BTK or 100% luck, and it's not looking like BTK to me.
No, and I mean, look at the clients. They're not. There's no way they're smarter. They're this smart. There's no way.
They're impulsive.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely impulsive. But like this, with Indiana, man. How about Indiana? I don't ever seen anything like that. Like a place like that with all this perverts walking around and all the meth. And
I mean, have you looked at any other states?
I have. I mean, I've had a drug problem myself, but it's so dark. It just seems like it's so much darker there than anything. Like it's not like I don't know. I've never been there myself, but from what I see, and this whole, just the way this whole case unraveled.
Is Delphi the most important case to you right now, as far as true crime?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like I remember when you said it's kind of I don't even like to admit how much I listen to. Like it is kind of embarrassing. I remember you said that before, and I was like, yeah.
I say that all the time.
That's the truth. Like once you said that, I was like, damn. Someone's asking me, well, listen, no, I lie. I'm not listening to Delphi.
Yeah, it's true.
But
I mean, the more eyes, the better, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's. I mean, and it's yeah. 100%. But yeah. Do you think it was from? Do you think law enforcement dropped the ball?
No, I think they've been on. I think they've been on their tasks the entire time.
You think they've been? Oh wow, it's really weird listening to myself. I got the TV on. I'm sorry, but wait, what'd you say? What were we talking about?
I think they've been on their task the entire time. I think there may have been some.
Oh, okay.
I think there have been some
Yeah,
errors when they collected some of the evidence. Maybe some things here and there may no longer be admissible, but I think they're good.
Yeah.
I think they're just taking their time, and I
Yeah.
think they're getting ready to wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, while I was on TV, I wanted to declare that I don't do drugs now. When I said that, I didn't want people to think I'm like a big drug addict. I said I have done drugs in the past. Now I realize I'm on TV. I'm listening to 5,000 people are listening. Yeah, but like, yeah, I you don't think with like with the searchers, you know, what that mistake, right? That they let all the searchers mess up the crime scene.
They admitted that, yes.
Yeah, and they stopped and they sent everyone home. What was it when it got dark?
Hold on, they didn't say that the searchers messed it up. They said that they made it difficult. So I don't know what that means.
They said they made it difficult for them to like
well, because people were urinating, people were spitting tobacco, people were throwing out cigarette butts, and they're walking really close by the crime scene, not really knowing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, I like listening to you. I like CD a lot too. He's got really interesting thoughts too.
Well, he's been there. He's seen it, you know, firsthand.
Oh, what? He went to the scene?
No, I mean just in his line of work.
Oh yeah, in his line of work. Yeah. But no, I do like the way you I like your show a lot, man. I like the way you think about the cases and stuff. You know.
I appreciate that.
It's interesting. It's very interesting listening to me.
So what else? What else you got, man?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of things, man. What else we got here? So I mean, like, all right, if it's not the fines, right? If you said that little percentage isn't a fine,
yeah, it could have nothing to do with it.
Okay, but you said nothing at all. Like 100%. You don't think that it's attached. You don't even think it's attached to any of their friends, or saying there's a chance that they have no idea.
It's not likely, but yeah, there's a very small chance that it's just like a coincidence. Yeah.
It's very, very, I don't know, it's very unlikely, man.
Very unlikely.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, you can't just go around saying people are murdering people. That kind of gets me mad. But just going around ruining people's reputations and saying they're murderers. Now this Dropbox thing, right? I kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
Like, what exactly is a Dropbox?
Dropbox, the way I know it, when I was introduced to it, it was about music. Like you can't really send a large file through your email. So if you wanted to send like your whole file to somebody so that they can mix it down, you would have to send a large file through something like a Dropbox. Now you have the cloud and you have other things that you can use. You can, upload it to your cloud and then download it on the opposite end. That's basically what Dropbox is. But apparently, Dropbox is one of the leading companies that will report people for CSAM material.
Okay, so the whole purpose of that would be for him to share the child pornography with other predators.
Yeah,
correct.
And according to his interview transcript, that's where they caught hold of that pedal ring. It was through the Dropbox stuff.
Yeah. Now, do you think he did that on purpose? He could have did it on purpose, so he can't be linked to it.
No, I think
that's pretty smart.
I think a small part of what he does is even tied to that, but I think he's connected to it and he has a funnel into it, which may have gotten a lot of people busted. Therefore, maybe somebody else, unbeknownst to him, went in and kind of tried to silence anybody that was going to try to shut them down, maybe.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying is maybe he was thinking about doing this crime, and he's thinking if he puts it in the Dropbox or whatever, now he can't. It could be other people that did it, and it's not him.
Yeah.
So it's a good way of, I wonder if he thought of that before, you know what I mean, before he did this crime. Whatnot, if he did, or if he...
I don't think he thought of that part, but I think maybe attaching his phone to another Wi-Fi. I think he's smart enough to think about that and certain other steps, but that aspect, I don't think so. But covering his tracks, and trying to create an alibi, yes, indeed, I think he's capable.
You don't give him that much credit. But all right, listen, there's no way it can be more than 2 people. You know what? I think there's no. Somebody would have came out and talked. There's none of these aren't exactly stand-up guys. These are not exactly stand-up guys that would do their time. You know what I mean? And with it, they would literally throw their mom under the bus.
Unless they felt equally responsible.
If they felt, you mean like, because they're going to get in trouble themselves. That's a good point. You mean like that?
All of them equally.
Yeah. So like if one of them tells, then that's going to put them at the
There's
scene.
been crimes in the past where they tell them like, okay, well now you need to stab this person. You know, we all stabbed him. Now you go too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you got blood on your hands together.
Yeah, we all got blood now. We're all in this together.
Yeah, I got you. No, that makes sense. I always thought, I was like, someone would have talked by now. There's no way that this could happen. But nobody's really been even pressured. So maybe, you know what I mean? So no one even has a chance to even rat anyway. Because no one's even been. It's probably like
one person, right?
Yeah, no, but you actually talked me into saying it could be more because they don't want to put themselves at the crime. You know what I mean? Like you said.
Right now,
but
I'm thinking one person did this. I'm thinking one person did it, and he thought about how he was going to control 2 people at once.
No, I don't see any problem with that. Listen, I don't understand why anybody says that. If I wanted to control 2 little teenage girls, I could do that, no problem. No problem.
Yep.
I don't understand why people say I don't understand. How, are you kidding me? I could do 3. I could control 3 of them if I wanted to, and I'm not.
And it just so happened to be. It just so happened to be that nobody was really around. They could have been yelling. They could have been making phone calls. They could have been doing this and that, and it could have just been the perfect timing that nobody really heard anything, or they heard something, but maybe it echoed over here in the opposite direction, and it didn't really make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that it had to have been in a short period of time, you know, like because like you said, well, then again, the video was 43 seconds. I would love to hear the rest of that video.
Yeah,
that's another thing. What's going on with that, man? Why don't they just put it out there? Just put it out there. What's the big deal?
I have a feeling that even if they put it out there and then we zoomed in on it, there's nothing that we could do to clear it up. I think that when they say that we've done the best that we can, I think what they mean is that they've had to zoom in on it and then pull it up and then do their magic on it, so to speak. So anything that we've done, anything that we plan to do with it, they've already done. It's not they're going to give us the original video and then we're all of a sudden going to be like, oh, it's so clear to us now. You know, now I can see.
So you think that they did? Yeah, I'm sorry. So you think that what were we talking about?
Go ahead.
What was the topic? No, I forget. My mind just slipped. I was about to say something and I completely forgot what I was going to say.
No, just about the image.
I forget
you were talking about the image and the quality of it and.
Oh no, the video. Yeah. So there's 43 seconds, right? They're obviously answered him from when he said go down the hill, you know. So then he's going to talk. He's definitely got more to say in that video. I mean, we need a little bit clearer. You know what I mean? I didn't just stop there. Hey, get on a hill, 43 seconds, and that's it. You know, so there has to be some answering, some crying, some screaming.
I think that he's attacking them right there, right on the. I think he's already hitting them, maybe right there. Either
and what? And they ran.
Yeah, they may have ran and then just maybe collapsed even.
Yeah, it's kind of, they definitely would have ran. So then what? So then listen. So you say that, and then you say they attack one, and then the other one runs.
I think he could have attacked both of them. I mean, if you get stabbed or something like that, you can still move.
Yeah. So he attacks him. Yeah, and they both run probably.
Yeah.
You know, I guess. Yeah, because I mean, it has to be that way because he sure as hell didn't drag him there. You know what I mean? So yeah, they had to have ran there.
Either that, or there was a huge crime scene just right then and there, and then they carried him over the creek, and then
that's true. Yeah, I could throw. Yeah, people are way analyzing that what's so hard to do, which is not hard. You kill a girl, you throw her right over your shoulder and walk her over to the spot. It's not really that hard. Yeah. You know, I mean, that would leave a lot of DNA back, but yeah, and like the terrain, I don't get that thing. It's really not that hard to walk in. They're acting like it's in Colorado and it's like an avalanche, or you know what I mean?
Well, it is rough because of it has real high grass and brush, so you'd be constantly going through something. It's not like a free walk. You know what I mean?
No, I feel like they
did over. Well, they're not talking to hikers and avid campers and stuff like that. They're talking to the average person who was like, okay, you know, usually I'm on a sidewalk and now I'm searching in the woods for two young girls. You know, that it's not safe for that person who's trying to be helpful, who's not used to it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he had a gun on him too.
Yeah. That's how he got their attention, I mean? Maybe, for sure.
Yeah, he definitely brought a gun. I mean, he definitely has it, which makes things so much easier to control everybody, and then you know what I mean. But they say they were. Didn't they say one of them's head was completely almost cut off, right?
That's what the Erskine text.
Or am I just hearing things?
No.
Yeah, like complete, like hanging on by like an inch.
It's not a fact.
No, okay, yeah, I'm just, and like, okay, like if this is as bad as the crime scene says, right? Right. No, I'm saying, but if it isn't even close to that, this is not this guy's first time. It could be. I don't.
It depends. I mean, the guy looks pretty young. They think he's young. I mean, if a serial killer, I mean, they got to start somewhere, right? To me, this always seemed like a fledgling killing. It could be.
Yeah. Okay.
Think about it. If we didn't catch on to the Anthony shots, and let's say this guy is the killer, whether it's, you know, a Tony Klein or a Keegan Klein, I mean, why not? You would start close, you know, and then you would realize, okay, if I don't get caught for this, now I got to be smarter and I got to look further away from where I live, obviously. But he just wasn't smart enough, and they may have just gotten caught.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Greg, like we could say, it was probably a lot of luck. Pointing a gun at two people.
All luck.
Yeah, all luck. Yeah, that's what I'm really leaning towards, and I think their luck's going to come to an end pretty soon.
Yep, it hasn't been that long. They haven't gotten away that long, and they've kind of been. If it is them, and we don't know if it's them, and nobody's accusing them, but if the evidence, which points at them, if it is them, I mean, they've been onto them right from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like a lot. Well, when's his trial coming up? Is that December, right?
January, I think.
In January, right? Yeah, it keeps getting. Yeah. Well, he's definitely talking. Otherwise, you know, otherwise,
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, caller, can you hear
me?
I don't
No,
know.
I cannot.
Okay.
Hello.
Well, thank you, caller. We're gonna have to end the call. We're gonna see what's going on with Fig. And you can jump back into the chat. Thanks for the call, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, take care. Bye.
See you, bud.
What's up, Fig?
What's up, Sleuth? What's the good word, man?
Not much. Let me go ahead and switch this format. Were you listening to that caller?
Yeah. I was listening the last few minutes.
What'd you think?
I think it's good. I think people asking questions, learning more about the case. I like how you talked about it the other day, because the reality of it is a lot of people don't know about this case. Right? When you talk to common
it's strange,
folk,
right?
Yeah, we're in our own bubble. So it's good to build awareness. Like the videos I make, videos you make, it's for people who already know a lot, right? We're not getting the introduction to the case videos, but you can see the data. Those ones get a whole bunch of views because a lot of people still don't know, and it's an intriguing case because not everyone knows about it. So I think it is worth sometimes to go back and kind of make like an introduction video or introduce it to people who who maybe don't know about it, just to build awareness. So I think it's great. I think you're working the angle right now, and I think it's really good.
Well, it was kind of strange because once I finally had an opportunity, I didn't want to go out and be one of those guys that like reach out to the family a whole lot.
Mhm.
So kind of when it kind of happened naturally, to me, what I heard was that there's not a lot of pressure on law enforcement. Were you catching onto that?
Yeah, that's kind of why I made the last video, the 20 something video, where I was trying to put pressure on them because I did lose that sense of that
Because
people
that's what
just
you went
weren't.
through, right? With your cousin, right? It was like almost like maybe they weren't paying as much attention as they should have been, and a little bit of push might help, right?
Right. And of course, from a family's perspective, there's no one's going to ever do enough, right? So there's always that. You always want them, law enforcement, to do more. So I was doing what I can to help, and that with my cousin. So there are things that can help, and I think building awareness, just keeping it in the spotlight definitely does help.
All right.
So
So I figured if you're gonna hang out, and this is kind of like a Q&A, would you be down for the chat to ask questions?
yeah, that's always fun.
All right. So Billy Martin says Fig and Sleuth is a great combo. Question for you too. Is there any footage of Tony K walking? Only have seen pictures. I haven't seen anything.
I haven't either. I haven't seen any of him walking. No.
All right, here we go. How many names of search warrants do you guys know about? I know Maxwell, Logan, Klein. That's about it.
Hmm.
The others are just
Kurtz.
rumors.
So there's Kurtz in Lebanon, the dad. I have a little article about it. It's hard to find, but I have it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but I've
Yeah.
never been able to find anything to really solidify that. Because that's where I found out about it, was that article. I think it had it might even be in the same place it was talking about his animal abuse stuff.
Yeah, it's I know it's Lebanon is where they did it, but those ones I know they searched. Well, I guess I don't know, but it's a lot of people reported that they searched the Weber house, but they didn't need a search warrant because they were open about it. Just, yep, come on in. You could search the place. So they came multiple times. Yeah, those are the main ones.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a search warrant.
Yeah.
I always wondered that.
Yeah, I don't think it was a warrant. They didn't need one because they were cooperating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that's
there's
what
room
Digital's
of.
asking.
I know I didn't hear when Julie Melvin was on the show. I was. I'm sorry. What was he asking?
He was just following up with the was the Weber house search. Yeah, I think it was multiple times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they went
They
through
didn't
their
seem
cupboards.
suspicious.
No, so yeah, they were. Kay was out of town. Her and her husband were in Arizona while it happened, and yeah, BW was there. He was at work, so I think he has the alibi. But they just because of the vicinity of where the house was, they're just searching. I guess they're looking a lot for if the person like changed clothes somewhere, or if it was a friend. They were looking into
A
friend,
change,
someone who
like
made
a change of clothes.
right, and maybe this person knew or not. And there's I'll say there's more than one brother instead of just BW. There's other ones too. So
Well,
yeah.
while I got you on, remember the audio you sent me?
Uh-huh.
Well, I had a chance to break it down, and I don't have anything prepared to show you. But remember that really strange part we kind of talked about?
The in between the guys and down the hill,
Yeah,
that
it's kind of
part.
it kind of sounds like a DJ, like a ficky ficky type
Mm-hmm.
little spot. Well, what I did was I isolated it, I broke it down, and I compressed it, and I slowed it, and it actually sounds like somebody saying, "There's another person."
Hmm. That's interesting.
Like go down there, like go down the hill, and they're like, "Well, I would, but there's another person."
Oh. Yeah, that's see that audio. So I don't know if people know the story of it. Where I watched a show. I forget. It was on Amazon Prime, and it just sounded different. The guys down the hill. So I looked at kind of behind the scenes when that episode was published, and so they probably created that episode the same time around the 2019 press conference.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like to me whoever owned that from law enforcement, they sent it out to the show because they were cooperating with the show because some of them were interviewed.
Right.
Some law enforcement were interviewed. So it's like they gave them a version of it, and they also gave a version of the guy's part to whoever was going to play it at the press conference. And like then they kind of normalized it, optimized the sound, the law enforcement, the version that we hear, and this one sounds more raw to me. So it's like they both got from the
No,
same file, but
it sounds like a
right.
different part of the audio completely. It sounds like we're hearing a completely different part. Like we're hearing guys down the hill, and then on that part, we're hearing down the hill, almost like it's after all of that. So it's almost like the third part. It's like a third part to what we've already had. If you really
Mm-hmm.
listen to it, it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
He's not saying, because if you listen to the one that was released originally, it's um, go down the hill, or no,
Mm-hmm.
get down the hill, and then it's guys, get down the hill, and then one you sent me, it was actually like it was completely different. It was like down the hill. It was like go, it was completely different. The tone of it was different,
Mm-hmm.
and the little part before it, and it could just be an anomaly, and I could be wrong, but it sounded like there's another person. Somebody was saying there's another person. Like we would go down there, but look, there's another person down there
Mm-hmm.
that we're completely unaware of.
Yeah, multiple people left that comment on the video that I put up. I didn't respond to it at
What do you
all.
mean? What do you mean? What comment?
So when I posted it in the video, and then in the YouTube comments, people were like, "Oh, I could hear another person in there. It sounds like another person." There's multiple people who
Yeah,
said that, and
I'm gonna work on it, and
I didn't
I
know.
can isolate it. I have isolated it. My problem was that I tried to go into my Pinnacle, which is a video studio that has a really great audio section for editing. And then I was like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? I'm just going to try to edit it there. And it didn't work. So I need to take it. I'm going to take it into another program, and then I'll send you something.
Okay. Yeah, and I put
Man.
the episode link because to get the most, yes, best version of it. If you have Amazon Prime and you could record it yourself, I don't know if that will help. But it's still on a TV show called like Unsolved or
Now you can
something.
hear it.
Yeah.
It's clear as day. It just needs to
Yeah.
be separated from.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most importantly, though, I know you said you tried to get the original audio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to get the person. I didn't get their email address. Uh, Whoever published it, and then yeah, I'll reach out to them. I just got to remember tomorrow. Here, I'll make myself a note,
And
and I'll try and
honestly,
get the rolling. Yeah.
in my honest opinion, it sounds like a completely different part of the video.
The guy sounds so different. So I sent it to you, and I sent it to Captain from True Crime Garage because he does a lot of sound engineering and music, and I know you do
Oh
too.
yeah,
So I'm
he's
like,
good.
yeah. So I sent it to you guys because I used to have all that equipment, but I don't anymore. So he agreed. I don't want to speak for him, but he's like, no, it sounds different. It is for sure. It's different than the.
Oh, see, now I got to put it out there. Now I got to show. Now it's like a skill test because
Yeah.
I found it. And when you sent it to me originally, you're like, "Yeah, I knew you'd find it," but I kind of brushed it aside because that's a lot of work. Anybody that knows how it works, like you got to really. It's like a whole day's worth of trying to figure something out. And I kind of had some time, and I was like, "Well, let me go ahead and grab this, and I'm going to take a really close look." And even though it was just that day that I finally grabbed it and was willing to take some time, but I had been mulling it over, you know what I mean? Trying to understand it, thinking about it, trying to figure out like what it was that I was really hearing. And that's what's really good about taking some time. Like if you guys are frustrated by something, just put it aside.
Hmm.
Take a break
Yeah.
and come back to it, and you will be able to have like a new perspective on it. That's kind of what happened with me, and I could hear it immediately. And what was funny, it was I was kind of in a lazy mood, and I put it onto my program, and then I was listening, and then something yelled at me. It said, "Well, why don't you just cut it and then copy and paste it and put it a million times, like a whole bunch of times in a row, and then you can maybe try to understand it that way." So I cut it, the part that I was really curious about, and I just played it about, I don't know, it's like a minute's worth. And sure enough, I could hear it. There's another person. It kept saying it. There's another person. But I got so much flack from some other stuff that I did in the past. So what I did was I pulled it. I played the original. I cut it. Yeah, so I'm going to have something for you guys, but I think I'm going to send it to you first, Fig.
Okay.
Just kind of hear what you got
Yeah.
to say about it, because you were the original person that sent it to me, and I think you're going to be like, "Oh wow!" But it really does sound like there's another person.
Yeah. See, what I picked up on the biggest thing was that guys sounds different. It sounds slurred. It just sounds
It's
like
like
before it
afterwards.
got compressed.
It's like guys down the hill, and then it's like guys again, almost like a whole new
Hmm.
guys.
It could be a whole new guys. It could be a different person. It sounds more slurred. It might be later on. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for what you send me because I haven't listened to too much in between. I could kind of hear something there, but without my old doing sound engineering, I don't have my old headphones anymore. I don't. So I'm leaving it to you and Captain from True
Well,
Crime Garage.
I'm gonna map it out for you. I'm gonna make it easy for you. All you got to do is tap out that part that sounds like a little bit of mixing.
Hmm.
Grab that part up until the point where the suspect is speaking, and then just grab that part and then loop it, and you'll hear it. That's when I heard it. Just loop it. That weird part. Or play it over and over and over and over and over and over, and then you'll hear it. It says, and it actually, and what's really scary is that once you find it and then you play the original, it sounds like either took the phone from Libby and he now has the phone while it's on, or he has her like in his clutches.
Mm.
And you can hear what is most likely Abby in the background saying, "There's another person."
Wow.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's fucked up, um yeah, I'll send everything that I have.
Yeah, I want to hear it. That'd be interesting. And then to clear the air, I know you'll laugh at this, or you did, when people are like, "Why would Fig put music behind it? It makes it so hard to hear." I'm like, "No, it's from
He,
the yeah, right.
yeah,
It's
Fig,
from the
why'd you do that?
episode."
Why would you
Yeah,
do that, Fig?
yeah,
Well, no, now they understand our frustration.
yeah.
But we also now know that they most likely made a huge mistake, and it really does. And I could play it now, but that's just not the format tonight. More, it's just kind of like questions and answers. And thanks for joining me, Fig. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. If there's any questions, I know I was almost thinking it's always easier when you do a live. If I'm like, I should do a Q&A or something. Oh, all right. Sleuth 2-in-1, perfect. Read my mind.
Yep, exactly, man. And I have a huge members only live stream, and you're a member, so
That's right.
I'm thinking we're going to go ahead with along with this kind of format. And if anybody has questions, I'm going to do my best to answer them, I think. Here we go.
Yeah. There's lots of questions.
That reminds me of, there you go. Alex Voorhees.
Or even
What did you take from What'd you take from all that?
Mm-hmm.
Fig? Can you hear me?
Interesting. It's very, very interesting. I think, yeah, I could hear you. Could you hear me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
No problem. Okay. It's interesting. I want to interview him because I don't know a whole lot about that. So I wanted to ask questions and figure out what was going on. So he didn't have as much information as maybe everyone hoped, because he didn't go into like the Anthony Shots Instagram. He didn't go into stuff that law enforcement already knew about. He didn't do all
believe that? Do you believe that?
That he didn't go into those?
Yeah, because I mean, I think I would have.
It would be very hard not to. So I know his goal was to give them stuff that he didn't think they had. So other email addresses, other logins, and other just information that they didn't pull from the Celebrate.
Yeah. And don't you think Celebrate found all that?
It finds most of them.
Legal stuff. But I mean, come on, think about it. Don't you think that Kagan Klein would have been like, well, here's my password?
What do you mean? To give them the passwords to like Anthony Shots?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you guys know I created Anthony Shots. Yeah, here's the password. Like, of course he gave him the password, right?
Yeah, for the known, like Yubo wasn't known at the time, so maybe he didn't give him that one or all of them. And plus, Anthony Shots wasn't the only catfish profile that he had that he was using. He was using one with Lucas, and I've talked to people who were mentioning the transcripts.
Oh my
Who said, yeah,
God.
They were talking as the Masters here and Lucas. So yeah, Anthony Shots wasn't his only profile.
The fact that you said Lucas when I was talking with Julian Powell, he told me that the first person that was filming in the cemetery was a guy named Lucas.
Of course it was, because this case is
This is so twisted. This is so twisted that you said that right now. Wow. We're gonna find out, huh? I mean, they got to know.
I think hopefully we'll find out soon whether. Here's something I wanted to run by you, and I hope this isn't the case, but I wanted your thoughts. So you ready?
Yeah, I'm listening. So, wait, hold on, hold that thought. I don't have my. Okay. Let me get my paper and my pen. Okay, now I'm listening.
So just because maybe I'm getting impatient or frustrated, like everyone else, want them to make an arrest, and like, hopefully the case isn't that they do have DNA and Kagan has been ruled out, and he knows he's not going to get convicted, arrested, charged because they ruled him out with DNA. So he's just like, oh yeah, here, there's a murder weapon over here, a phone over here, and he's just saying whatever he wants because he has the things that he's saying. It's like either they don't, and somehow he got immunity, got something worked out for him to be right. Why would he mention anything? Why would he put himself at being involved in a double murder unless he was either cleared?
No, he just
he worked a deal.
He just wants some attention real quick. Imagine if you were suicidal. Like, what if you were cocky suicidal? It's like, I'm going to milk it completely until the end part of it. Yeah, I'm suicidal, but I'm gonna try to milk it all the way till the end. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm sure he's lonely in there, looking for attention, and
Oh, he's
but
angry. I
you
can
know,
see him completely snapping on Liberty. Him saying, like, um, this is it. Like, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do what I want to do now. Like everything that I've learned about true crime and personality and cells and all this stuff. It just totally points to him. Like, everything that I've ever learned. It's telling me that Keegan Klein is the guy that did this.
yeah, it very well could be.
I mean, you can
It's
eat that
just
up. No,
like,
Fig, seriously, like,
mhm.
tear that apart. Tear it apart so that I can get away from it.
I mean, it's hard to tear anything apart. It's hard to really discount anyone because I'm as confident that I don't know who it is that I do know who it is. Right? I mean,
Well, that's my problem
there's a
is that
lot that points to him. Definitely.
I'm starting to and that's what scares me is like there was a point where I was very comfortable where I can just kind of hover around and try to see who did what. But man, like I'm looking at the image, like people don't know the time and effort that I put into that image. And yeah, you can see a lot of weird stuff, but to be honest, and I know well,
Mhm.
let's focus on the audio maybe. Um I sh- I shared your video about the Kagan Klein audio.
Mhm.
What are you still under that assumption that there's some
Mhm.
similarities, but you're just not convinced that that's him?
Yeah, I'm not convinced that it's his voice, and especially after hearing this other version of it too, and it kind of sounds like two different people. Um, but I just didn't. I don't know. Kagan has like chubbier cheeks. I could just hear like the way he talks a little bit different than what Bridge Guy talks, and it's hard to say right anything against the 3 second audio because experts say, yep, that's not enough to analyze it to truly analyze. It's not enough words.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, come on, we could hear a few words. We could kind of still tell. But it wouldn't
Well, let me
shock me
let
if it
me
was him. But I didn't hear him like, yep, that's him.
let me put you through the gauntlet that I put myself through. Okay,
Uh-huh.
listen to him now. Think about everything that you know about true crime and about these violent assailants. Okay, listen to that voice and then put Keegan in his full confidence. The power that they talk about. Now, this is to be um, thought of course, into a hypothetical because we don't know who did this crime. But they say this is about power to you. Let's put it all into this, and that Kagan isn't who we think he is. He's not this pathetic piece of shit that he looks to be. Let's put him into the hypothetical. Now, how do you feel? That voice,
Yeah, I
his full
think
confidence.
mhm. It could be. I mean, he seems confident behind the computer on a confident in real life.
Yeah. So
But
how
yeah,
else
he
do you
can.
get beyond that? How else do you get beyond being confident on the computer? You kill anybody that was there to meet you otherwise, right? I'm going to stop you from going beyond that. I'm going to cut it right there. It's almost like you are online. It's almost like he killed them online, but it was momentarily like in reality. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, I mean,
He only had to
Well,
go into reality momentarily to fulfill his fantasy.
mm,
Just momentarily. There
mm,
was limited effort on his part to get this accomplished. It took
mm.
one full day of effort, and he still seems like he's manipulating people.
Yeah, he does that. Look, it
Yeah.
could be him. I think from psychology, like I see him, yeah, a manipulator. He just doesn't seem he hasn't committed any physical violent crimes.
First offense. Like
So
he's not gonna. People think he's gonna do life in prison over all this. Like you're lucky if he does any
no,
time at all. This is the first offense.
right? He's
Indiana
gonna
is a
do it's
really weird
minimal.
state. It's a very weird state. Like he's gonna do. He may do maybe like another maybe a year and a half, and then he might do like another 10 years of like maybe like probation, and then he could be a sex offender for the rest of his life. I don't know, but he's not going to do a lot of prison time. I just want people to be ready for all that. Like, don't get all crazy.
Yeah, especially if he did a plea deal, and I'm talking about it doesn't have anything to do with Delphi. If he just did a regular plea deal and just admitted guilt to the CSAM, yeah,
Because they need justice,
that
too,
will
right?
significantly
Those are victims. Those are victims,
right,
right? Yeah.
right, and they should take this court serious, right? There's victims in this case. They need the attention and
Uh
the
huh.
focus as well.
Yeah.
And then on the side, they need to figure out what happened to Libby and Abby and make charges and arrest and then charges on that, and then have that day in court.
Can I ask you a ridiculous question?
Of course.
It's not for me, by the way. This is just stuff that I
Oh,
see on YouTube, and somebody just asked it
uh-huh.
right now. But I mean, do you think that the whole Shane Evans thing is like? Is there anything like? I mean, would you completely 100% throw it out, or is there one? You know, because I know you're an investigative person, you're an intuitive person, and you're
Mm-hmm.
very logical. But above all, what I've learned about you, you remind me of my wife. You're mathematical.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a good question, and I'll bring it up. So yeah, it could be. So if you have kids in elementary school, what do you want to be when you grow up? Trust me, I'm making a point here, a long roundabout way, but it'll make sense, right? So you ask kids what they want to be when they grow up. What do they say normally? Like in say fifth grade, they say a teacher is the number one,
Firefighter.
and firefighter, police officer. You know why they say those three things? Because that's what they
Probably
see.
passed down. Yeah. Okay.
Right, that's what they see. So you see a teacher, you're with the teacher all the time. So like, right, they don't know what a Lean Six Sigma consultant is, right? They don't know what a data analyst, right? Right. So they say teacher. So it's the same thing with this Delphi case. We're like, oh, what do we
Yeah.
see? We see there's a mayor, so it's got to be the mayor, right? We're like the fifth graders and trying to figure out what we want to be. So we only
Elementary.
have, yeah. So it's the information we have in front of us. So we're like, oh yeah, he kind of looks like him. He's the same height, so it's
Lazy.
probably him. It's yeah, it's with the information that we're given, people are trying to make the assumption. Yeah, it's probably the same
Very
height, kind of
lazy.
has the same.
Wow.
So I just need more evidence. Sure, it kind of looks. If it's him, okay. I mean, it could be anyone at just about at this point that
Well,
fits
what about
within. Yeah,
reckless? What about just reckless stuff like that? You think that exists?
reckless, like just blaming POIs.
No, like you know how you're talking about something that happens naturally, like hey, the typical suitor, so to speak. What if there's somebody that's um targeting somebody that may be like your typical person to suspect, and then just completely attacking them?
Hmm.
Do you think
Yeah,
that could? Do you think that's possible?
yeah, uh, yeah.
Me too.
All right, very possible.
All right,
Yeah, this.
let me keep going.
Go on. Okay.
Forget my conspiracy theories. Let me let's see. She's great. Jessica Bishop says, I like the Lean Six Sigma note there, Fig. I'm a quality auditor for General
Oh,
Motors. So I'm used to
oh,
Six Sigma. Jessica's dope.
oh, I could tell.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, Toyota for me, but General Motors, yeah, I know. I work in that sector.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. Jessica's she's been rolling.
Nice.
Yes, Fig. With every murder, people blame the cops. It's just face who you associate with the case.
Mhm.
You guys need to ask some questions. Fig's not going to be here all night, so start asking, like right now.
I know. Surprised no one's asked me about
I didn't give him the
the
time frame.
Jeep.
That's why I was like, I
Okay,
got him
okay.
all night. I got him all night.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah, I got like
yes,
10 more minutes.
yeah.
Uh,
Give us 30, please.
okay, I got to get in the car and drive somewhere, so I might be in the car, but
And I'll read them out for you.
okay. So it's they didn't find a murder weapon. That's interesting. But allegedly they found a phone after the river search. So I think that
You
got me a
heard
little
that?
discouraged. Yeah,
You heard that they did find a phone?
but if it, I think it was what they were looking for. But you know, if they're like, yeah, I threw an iPhone 5 in there. Well, there's probably a few phones that they found, and I don't know, maybe one is. But for them to be out there 5 or 6 weeks, I think they found something. They were expecting to find more than just a phone, and they didn't. They didn't find a murder weapon. They were looking for two things
Ah,
specifically, and they found one out of two.
that's good.
So there's some nice intel, but
Thanks.
it's
One
it's
out of two
frustrating.
ain't bad.
Yeah, yeah, and so they're probably in the process of the one that they found, pulling information from it,
Yeah, doing their thing.
doing their thing, and I hope they find what they need to find on there. But I know they need that damn murder weapon, and
Yeah, they
so
do.
it's discouraging.
Here's a question. How do we think Anthony Schott's profile knew about the girls going to the bridge? At what time?
Yeah, I think they were communicating. Anthony Schott's profile was communicating with Libby, and that's how. And there's also some, I don't know, rumors, some people with Max, like they were trying to get some people to go out there that day. So I think it was posted on Snapchat like late at night, early in the morning the day before, trying to get people to go out there. They're kind of, getting classmates and stuff out there. So I think it was a little more well known than most people realize, that they were going to be out there. Now,
All right.
now,
Don Spain asks, Fig, did you think Keegan described the gun in detail to law enforcement that was found in the wash in 2019, hence the search?
hmm, and that's a good one. I'm not so sure that's what
I think
happened, but
so.
yeah, okay. That's as good as guess as I have. What prompted it?
It's my intuition.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, what else? Think about it. Look where it's located. If you
I know.
were Kagan Klein or Tony Klein, you would walk up to that corner, and if you were to throw it wherever they marked it, it was perfectly. It was just
Mm-hmm,
perfect.
mm-hmm.
It was perfect.
All right. So I'll say yeah. Logically, I don't have any confirmation from anyone I talked to that that's specifically what happened, but I don't have
This
anything
is like
that
a look
doesn't confirm
back
that.
on. Yeah, this is like
Okay.
you. This is like, okay, when this is all said and done, you guys look
Mm-hmm.
back, and this is like where Sleuth is like saying, "I'm betting it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost like how could it not be? So
Oh, it
I'm with
is.
you. I just don't have any
Think
inside
about it.
information that confirmed it.
Yeah, it's right there. Like, and not to mention that even the 2019 presser. Oh yeah, that's all them. That's all like to me, in my opinion. That's all like Keegan Klein stuff.
See, that's where we disagree. And I disagree with lots of people on that. I don't think they knew it was Keegan Klein. I don't think it was Parabon. I don't think any of that. I don't
Yeah,
think they knew at that time.
they were like, yeah, we put out that old looking sketch. Well, now we're going back to the early stuff that we saw. And the reason that it didn't click, I'm not quite sure. But eventually I think it did click, and that's why they did that presser, in my opinion.
Mhm. Yeah, I think they were using an FBI tactic when you don't have an idea of who it is and you're trying to shake things up to see if anyone starts acting weird, and that gives you a lead. I think they were desperate in 2019 and they wanted to see what came out of it.
Well, you want to know what would change everything is if we had a chance to talk with somebody like a Brad Heath.
Mm-hmm. That'd be nice.
He'd be like, yeah, of course I saw fucking Keegan Klein. I'm the one that told him that he was sitting there in that red Jeep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some shit like that. And then we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Right. So that's why part of me is like, well, what are they missing? Like if it's Kagan, then
It's
why?
a cover up. I did a show with on my channel. And I know you can't keep up with everything, but there was these killers. What they did was they committed crimes, and then after they committed the crime, they were trying to flee, right? And they realized, well, nobody's coming back for an hour or two, so I'm going to come back and I'm going to cover it up.
Mm,
So
yeah.
regardless if the family was even searching up until 4 or 5 o'clock, nobody's searching over there where the girls were eventually, right? Nobody was back there.
No, not on the other side of the creek.
Nowhere. They had up until about at least 6 o'clock to do whatever it was that they were doing.
Yeah. And there's been confirmation that at least Derek was there at the same time as the killer. They have that.
311. He pulled up at 3,
Yeah.
tried to reach out, hit the trails, and then he ended up somewhere near the Monon around 311. I mean, that's a fact. This is all factual stuff. We're not just like throwing up bullshit. Like you can look at the Ron Logan affidavit. They said that they were to be picked up at 3 p.m. When that didn't happen, what do you think happened? Derek German went searching, and at 311, he realized like they're not responding.
Right. He knew something was wrong.
Yeah, right at that moment. That's why nobody can hear from him. You wouldn't hear from me either.
Oh.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That's disgusting to know that.
I agree.
Imagine as a father to know that. That's disgusting. And I'm right there with him. I'm just so you guys know.
Yeah. So the red Jeep stuff, I don't know where that was parked. I mean, could assume the CPS, but maybe I heard about the red Jeep a while ago. You know that. I told you about it before. In a good 2 weeks almost before it went out.
Yeah, but I didn't say anything.
No, I know you didn't. I know. I could trust you. I could tell you stuff.
I waited.
It stays between us.
Yeah, I waited.
But it's like,
but
yeah, I
it's
didn't
not
know
only
where
that I
it was
waited. It's just that I already knew.
Yeah. So.
Well, I didn't know, but I assumed.
You assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume a lot, and I like getting confirmation too. I'm like, okay, I feel better now before I say anything. But yeah, I don't know where it was parked. I don't know if you've heard anything, but that's one thing when people ask me like, okay, where was it parked? If you know about this red Jeep, I don't know.
Well, what I'm thinking is, if the Marathon gas station plays a part, and it kind of plays a part in the whole sitting in the red Jeep thing, if you really think about it. So imagine this. Okay, they have this video. They're watching the video, right? They see that it's maybe somebody that looks very close to a Tony Klein or a Kagan Klein or the suspect, and he's doing something very suspicious. But then they lose that evidence, right, by mistake, because that stuff does happen. It doesn't mean there's corruption. The stuff does happen. Like, it's messed up, but it does happen. Okay, so they lose it. They're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this has been corrupted. We lost it." Okay, so we lost the actual evidence. What is your recollection? Now we're going to create the sketch from that recollection. Did you ever think of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be possible. Yeah.
So there's your young sketch right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be that. 100%.
Hey man, at the gas station, I know we screwed up and we lost the evidence, but can you tell me what the guy looked like?
Oh, you know what? To add to that, check this out. So most surveillance cameras like that, they only keep 48 hours worth of time, right? And then they record over it. So they probably didn't check because that's outside of a mile of where they were found.
Oh, you're just saying straight up negligence, like it wasn't there to be collected.
Correct. And when did the young guy's sketch get drawn? When did it get drawn? 2 or 3 days after the murders.
That's
so
horrible.
You could be right. Because it's 48 hours, it got recorded over, right? So when they came in on the third day, they could have asked the guy, like, "Hey, did you see this?" And, "Oh, well, if not, could you describe who you saw?"
Yeah, that's a witness.
That's very possible.
Hey, Fig, hold that thought. Just 1 second. My wife's calling me. Just 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Were you answering all the questions?
Everything good? No, I can't see him.
Oh, I'm so
I can't
sorry.
see the questions from my phone.
Yeah, she's painting the bedroom, and I need to help her move.
Good. I'm sure they're trying to.
Let's see here.
Better do your duty.
Ron Logan didn't alter his appearance at all. That's a good question, Fig. What do you think about the whole Ron Logan stuff?
I think I wish it would have gotten handled better. I mean, if there's two bodies that end up on your property, you need to be a suspect and looked into. I think if they couldn't figure out it was Ron Logan in the time that he was alive, what they did, then we're screwed. It's
March
he
was
got away
bad
with
though,
it.
right? March was bad. That
Yeah,
March search was bad. Why couldn't they get that done earlier? You think that was weird?
I thought that was really weird. Now, what
Unless
I don't know,
unless it's just not him. Like, what if they didn't think it was him, but they knew like maybe the town? Because the police, law enforcement works for the people, right?
yeah,
So maybe the people, law enforcement, knowing that the people would want them to do that. What do you think about that?
yeah. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you sound
Okay,
great. I can tell you switched audio, but you even actually sound more clear now.
okay, okay, good. Um, yeah, I think they work for the people, but they need to do that, find justice, and find who did this. But yeah, for what I don't know why. So I don't know what happened the night of the search. Did they ask Ron Logan if they could search the next day, or maybe they did search? See, I don't know.
No, they searched. Are you still there? Seems like you're cutting in and out. I think you're there, but you're not. Can you hear me? Just let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Could you hear me?
Okay, yeah. So what my understanding is that the night of, at about 6:30, multiple people came over to Ron Logan and said, "Hey, can we search your property?" Not only did Ron Logan confirm that, but Kelsey German herself said that that is true.
Yeah, and it was what's his name who actually went over to his house. I think it was one of the guys. Was it Pat Brown? I think it was Pat Brown.
Pat Brown.
Or
Yep, you're damn right. It was Pat Brown.
so yeah. It
Wait, you're breaking up. Fig, you're breaking up that whole time. Can you start right from the beginning after Pat Brown, the Pat Brown
They should
stuff?
have. Yeah, they should have searched him right then and there, and they would have got a quick search warrant, definitely to do so.
What do you think about this theory? Okay. They're thinking that the girls have gone missing or they might be hurt. But then some of the friends come forward and they say, "Hey, look at this. This is from the Snapchat." And they see a guy stalking them. They're like, "Oh my God, we're no longer dealing with like a hurt child out on a trail. Like this is legitimately a kidnapping." And they just take everybody from the trail and say, "All right, the search is off. You guys can go ahead and do what you need to do, but now we're going to take our resources and we're going to reach out to the FBI and we're going to reach out to this. We're going to reach out to this. We're going to pursue this like it's more of a kidnapping type scenario."
Mm. Yeah, I think it'd be a little quick for them to make that call, but if they, like you said, if there's other evidence somewhere to suggest, even if it is social media, I think they would still continue a search in some capacity, but then start looking at an abduction scenario as well.
Just wondering. All
Yeah.
right, let's see. Here's Radar. Hey, Radar. Radar, who lives locally. You know Radar, right?
Yeah. What's up, Radar?
If I remember right, though, Marathon Station said it lasted a week or two before it auto-erased and recorded over. They said they only have surveillance to protect their pumps from drive-offs.
Mm.
I mean, what? I mean, how
Yeah.
are we supposed to know? You know,
Yeah.
like we don't. I don't work at Marathon Radar. I'm just saying. If I did, I would have fucking went out there and bitch slapped those guys. You know what I mean? And then grabbed them maybe in a chokehold. And then when law enforcement got there, they would have just arrested them. But I don't work there.
and for what it's worth,
from the people I talked to, I've never heard anything about the Marathon gas station or any of that. So it's all news to me, and it's all,
Well,
I
let
don't
me
know,
ask
just
you
theory.
this. Okay. Only because my viewers and the weird shit I get. You ready for this one, Fig?
Yeah.
You might not be ready for this one. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Becky Patty does not like Julie Melvin.
I believe that's true.
But you want to know
I don't think
what?
that's one. What's that?
She didn't say really much about her. She was more upset about Kelly.
Mm.
She really wasn't like holding Julie to the flame. She was just kind of like more like this. Like Kelly was the problem. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Well, I think from what I know, Julie and Becky, they've known each other for a while, long time. I think they even went to the same high school, and they've had their ups and downs. And they
Well, she
are.
mentioned both their names. She mentioned both their names,
Mm,
but when it came to the problem, she didn't say Julie. She just said Kelly.
because there were some. I think Kelly made some comedy tapes or what she called comedy, something I won't even listen to. I refuse.
No, I heard him. I didn't
Okay.
share them. It's not my duty to share them.
Oh,
But
so
I don't know if they were her. I don't know for a fact that she made them or not.
okay.
You know what I mean?
I just know Julie had nothing to do with any of that. So maybe I'm just trying to figure it out. Maybe Becky was speaking specifically about the stuff that Kelly did with those, or I don't know.
No, it sounded like something way worse. But it didn't seem to really involve Julie as much as it did Kelly.
Well, that's good news. I hope Julie and Becky, I hope they do mend whatever they need to mend, and I
Yeah.
hope because they have some shared family members, and I want everyone to get along, and I want them to get along.
Yeah, but Kelly doesn't. She doesn't need to be in that equation,
No, that's separate.
right?
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get her out of there. Let's get both. Just whoosh. You hear that?
Yeah.
She got flown. She got
Yeah.
flung.
So
okay, here we go.
any other questions?
Here we
I got a
go.
few-
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go. Fig, do you know if there is any confirmation that Pat Brown lived in Evansdale area 2012?
No, I don't know. I don't know that, but I'll make a note of it. It's something I'll look into. I could find out, and I'll leave a comment on the show what I find out.
Yeah, there's a lot of information for PB trying to attach to that. All right. So I'm scrolling down.
Yeah, I think his daughter worked at Dairy Queen too with Kelsey. Who else was working there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's some things.
Yeah,
They're interesting.
you're definitely right. Okay. So if you have any questions for Fig, you better ask him. He has about 5 minutes, and then he's gone.
Gone. Let's see what else I could think of to share.
Here's Radar. Julie and Becky have known each other since Becky's brother was married to Julie's sister.
Yeah.
That's a tidbit.
Yep. They've known each other for a long time.
All right, let's keep on scrolling on down. Here's go. One thing everyone has to get over is the fact that KK, as very different 5.5 years ago, other than that, Fig, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well.
You sound good.
Thank you.
You know,
Trying.
when things are when you got control over things, everything's just good, right?
uh, I don't have anything in control.
Well, let me
Um,
ask you this. Well, what do you do when you have an alpha male and an alpha female in the same vicinity?
find common ground, however, and establish roles and responsibilities.
Because you and your old lady, I mean, you guys are obviously rocking it. I mean,
yeah, there's ups and downs like everything, but yeah, we get along well. We just have a understanding, and communication is key
it's nice,
for
huh?
sure. It's a pain sometimes, or
Well,
you
let
just
me
want to
ask
be.
you this.
Yeah.
But when you're both successful, that helps, right?
Yeah, I mean, success comes with
Right?
hard work. So it's stressful when you're working hard and you're trying to juggle multiple things. And yeah, just think you right, sharp steel sharpens sharp steel, or sharp whatever.
Yeah,
But
but
you just try.
you guys ain't fucking around. I mean, you guys ain't running around fucking around. You guys are very professional, right?
I'm trying to take over the world.
I love that. I can't. Well, if you need to create a conglomerate, that's what we're doing too. That's what we're doing over here.
Nice.
We might beat you, so be
Uh oh.
careful.
Uh oh. We'll try. We'll try our best. So, all right. Well, I appreciate catching up, and thanks for having me on. And I'll read through the chat and the comments later. But hi and bye
Yeah.
to everyone. I appreciate it.
Much love to you, Fig. Thanks for
All right.
joining us tonight.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Luth. We'll talk soon.
Take care. Peace out.
You too. Bye.